Last week, we talked about some teachings of Jesus that offended some people. Another one of those teachings that probably had the same effect was something he said in Matthew chapter 5. In his famous Sermon on the Mount, he says to the people, "Love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you, that you may be children of your Father in heaven." It's hard to imagine what it must have been like to be a first-century Jew hearing this for the first time. They had clear enemies. The Romans had conquered their country and their people. They imposed oppressive taxes on them to the point that many had barely enough to live on. Even more than that, there were regular executions for anyone who stood up to their authoritarian rule. Beyond the Romans, the Samaritans were yet another group of people that the Jews were in opposition to. Just like every nation and civilization, having enemies was a normal part of their history and culture. The idea of loving one's enemies would have probably seemed utterly ridiculous. What about for us today? Our nation and our world are deeply divided across many lines, including political, racial, social, economic, and the list goes on. Especially right now, in September 2020, tensions are high between those on opposite sides of an issue. It can be easy to feel that those who disagree with us are our enemies, and the things they do and say can be infuriating. This can turn into arguing and bickering, be it in person or over social media and other settings, and the divide between us deepens. Jesus knew that the only solution to the division, hatred, and violence between human beings is love. Love not just for those who treat us well and agree with us, but for those who don't. Until we truly love our enemies, the situation will go from bad to worse. Ask yourself, how is my heart towards those who disagree with me? How do I view those who do and say things that I disapprove of, even things that are objectively wrong? How can we strive to be more empathetic and seek to understand the point of view of others? Join us next time for Manna in a Minute.